crafters, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I am really excited to be showing a brand new product to you. These are our 3D cut and emboss folders. These 3D cut and emboss folders are going to be absolutely amazing for creating so many different kinds of projects. We're going to be using the beautiful Floral Cascade design today. So these 3D cut and emboss folders die cut and 3D emboss in one pass through your die cutting machine. They are absolutely amazing and they are going to be beautiful for creating so many different projects. You'll see the 3D embossing almost sculpts the petals of the flowers and the leaves within the design, and it's so pretty. We have brought you 2D cut and emboss folders before, but these really are taking the technology and taking your crafting to another level. So these are a little bit different as to how you're going to use these in your die cutting machine, but I'm going to talk you through that, and I'm going to be using them in my Gemini machine today. But I'm sure that you are absolutely going to love crafting with these at home. So I'm going to dive on in and show you exactly what the 3D cut and emboss folders are. So as you can see, they look very much like a normal cut and emboss folder. So you've got your plastic where you've got your moulding for your 3D embossing, and then you've got the metal elements. So it's the metal that's going to do the die cutting for you within these. These are absolutely beautiful. You can see how you've got all the different little dots in here. You've got the little 3D flowers that are going to lift up. You've got your 3D embossing in here. It is an absolutely gorgeous design. So to get started with this, I'm going to take a piece of our crystal white pearl card, and I'm going to place that into the centre of the cut and emboss folder. Now what's really important about these cut and emboss folders is when you are using them in your die cutting machine, you need to feed them into your machine with the metal facing up towards you and feed the open end in first. If you don't do that, you risk damaging your cut and emboss folder. So you really need to make sure that you are feeding them into your machine that way. What I've done is I've actually marked mine with a permanent marker pen, and then you'll be able to see exactly how this goes through my die cutting machine. So like I mentioned before, I'm using my Gemini machine. So the plate combination for this one is your base plate, your metal shim, your folder with your card in, and then your plastic shim on the top. I'm going to feed that through my machine, like so. Then we'll just grab this at the other side when it's finished and lift that out. So when I reveal this, you will be able to see that beautiful 3D cut and emboss effect. It is absolutely beautiful. Just look at all of the depth and the dimension that you have got on there. It is absolutely fabulous. It's such a beautiful design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and push out the little die cut elements now. So I'll pop my folder and my plate to one side, and I'm going to grab in, this is my little rubbish box here. So I'm going to use a pokey tool, and I'm just going to go in and push through where there are little die cut elements. So in this one, there are lots of little die cut dots. So we're just going to work around and push through these little dots like so. On our website as well, there is a free PDF download with the instructions as to how to use these cut and emboss folders in different machines. And there is also, so you can have a little look on there, and we've also recommended the machines that we find these working best. So please do, before you buy, have a little look on the website there. And our website is chloescreativecards.co.uk. And I will, of course, link that in the description, and I'll pop it in the comments below as well. So we're going to just push this through. Like so. So we're just pushing out all of these small elements, and then we're going to flip this over, push through the leaves, and then push through the flowers. so. And then if I just hold that up, you can see all of the embossing and the detail that you've got on there. Okay, so I'm going to place that down. I'm going to get rid of that into my rubbish bin over there. And we're going to continue on crafting with this one. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap card and I'm going to take my Dries Clear PVA glue, which is this one here. So this is the Art Glitter Dries Clear PVA. This is the one that I use all the time for all of my glittering and anything like that. It's absolutely fabulous. I'm going to start off with my Mint Crisp glitter, which is a lovely green. So we're going to go in and just infill these leaves on here. So we're just going to work our way around, adding in the adhesive. Here like so, and then we're going to take our PVA glue. We're going to add this onto here as well. So what I'm doing is on these leaves I'm just tracing the little debossed line just to add a little bit more detail into there. Then we're going to take our Mint Crisp Sparkelicious glitter and sprinkle that over. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side here. Just going to work our way around, infilling these leaves like so. You can see I'm kind of using my glue like a bit of a pen just to draw. I couldn't have done that again if I tried. I've just threaded that over the pin there. There we go. So we're just going to add the little veins onto the leaves as well. There we go, and then we're going to take our Mint Crisp glitter and just sprinkle it over again. Then we're going to pop this back into the jar. Like so, tap away the excess. And then we're going to take our Crystal Pink glitter next. And just on where, see where these like little berry branches are, we're going to go in and just pop a little dot of glue onto there, like so. So we're just going to work around the design, adding these little dots of glue on. And then we're going to take our Crystal Pink Sparkelicious glitter. We're going to sprinkle that over the top, tap away the excess like so. And then we're going to pop this back into the jar. Always seems to expand, doesn't it, glitter? Every time when you spill it from out the jar, when the air gets in, oh my word, there always seems to be so much more to go back in. So you can see there how we've got that beautiful frame all nicely built up. Okay, so what I've then done is I've taken my Cut and Emboss folder again, and I've taken a piece of our rose quartz pearl card this time, pop that into the middle, and then run that through my die cutting machine. Like so. Just run that through. Okay. And we're going to grab that plate from the other side. And I'll lift that out. Okay, and what we're going to do with this one is we're going to push the centre out. And then we're going to take our scissors. We're going to lift these little flowers up for starters. Just the little flowers that I want to push up. I'm not even going to bother pushing the little dots through in the background because we're not going to need them for this project. So I've just done that there. And then we're going to take a pair of scissors and we're going to snip away at these little flowers, which is super duper easy to do. So that's one. Do exactly the same with this one. So that makes two. Three. And four. Okay, what we're then going to do is we're going to cut out the flowers. So I just tend to go in with my scissors. I leave like just a slight little border around the edge and just cut these out. I find cutting out ever so therapeutic. Going to trim these around. That's that one. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one now. There we go. And we're going to pop that to one side and then we're going to grab our glue again. And what I'm going to do is just go in and I'll just do one to show you. Just going to add some little dots of PVA onto the petals and just a few tiny little dots just into the background of the petals. Like so. Okay. And then we're going to cover that with the crystal pink glitter again. So I'll sprinkle that over. And then I have got one that I've already done. So I'm going to grab that one in to show you. Because I've already done it and it's already dried. Okay. So what I do also like to do as well, before I kind of stick this onto my card, is I tend to take like a brush. So this is like a dustpan type brush. And just dust over like that, just to get rid of any excess glitter that may be on there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just push these little elements back through again, because obviously you do kind of squish them when you do that. Just going to push those through. Like so. Okay, then I've got my mats and layers prepared for this particular card. So I'm going to take, I've got a piece of our rose quartz mirror card and our rose quartz pearl card. I'm going to stick those two together. So I've just cut that slightly larger than my cut and emboss folder piece. Okay, we're just going to take a little bit of Collal all-purpose glue all over there. And we're going to stick that down flat onto here. So again, I'll link everything that I use in the description below. So please do have a little look in there for any materials or anything like that. Okay, then I'm going to take my piece of scrap card again. And I'm going to take a chisel tip glue pen along with our Crystallina glitter. Just going to drag that along the edge. And then we're going to dunk that into the glitter, like so. So we're going to just add this onto here. There we go. Okay, and you can see how pretty that then looks. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to pop some foam pads on the back. I always like to use foam pads when I've used my cut and emboss folders because it just allows the light to kind of shine through, and I really think it adds something to the design. So I'm going to add my foam pads in. I do like to try and keep it quite balanced as well in our workaround, just so then you're not going to end up with like anything. You don't want to end up with like a dip or anything in your card. So I do like to put quite a few foam pads on there. Okay, so just try to avoid those little dots as well, because obviously you don't want to cover those up. We want to see that beautiful pink card shining through from underneath. So I'm going to take the backs off these now. And we're going to stick that down onto our base card. Well, our base little matten layer. It's not the full card yet. We've got quite a bit more to add yet. So we're going to pop that down onto there. Like so. I mean, if you were just making smaller cards, of course you could leave it like this. It would look absolutely beautiful. But what I've then done is I've got the elements that I've done at home already. So these have dried. So I've got my little corner pieces here. So you can see how I've glittered the large one on the one where we've got the two little corners together, and then I've just glittered a smaller flower as well. So I'm going to use these on the project like so, but we're going to add a little bit of shape to them first. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors, I'm going to just cut towards the centre of the flower, and then I'm going to use just my finger just to give it a little bit of a curl. There we go. That'll just give it a little bit of extra dimension, and then we're going to do exactly the same with this one here. Just a little curl to those petals, and I'm going to stick this down with just a little bit of 3D glue gel. So that bit there. And then we're going to stick that bit onto there, like so. So you can see how that's starting to build up. So we're going to do exactly the same in the top corner. A little bit of glue gel on the back. And that's going to go onto there. I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. Just working round. Just going to take my finger and thumb. Just curl that. Then we're going to pop that onto there, like so. So the little flowers that we've also cut out, we're going to start and stick those down too. So I'm just going to use a little bit of PVA glue to do this. So I'm literally just going to overlay these. So I'm going to offset them slightly onto the base ones. A little bit of PVA, same with this one here. There we go. A little bit of PVA there. A little bit of PVA over there. And then you can see how beautiful that is looking. So next up, we are going to take our bling box. So the one that I'm using is the spring bling box. I'm going to take a couple of the bigger jewels, pop those into the middle of the flowers. Go there. And one of the middle size ones. into there. Just flip that one over. There we go. There. And a little blob of glue just into the middle of those ones. And then we'll stick these on here. There we go. Ooh. Right then, so we're going to take our little bling stones now. And again, all these items that I'm using are available on our website, chloescreativecards.co.uk. Going to go onto there. That little one's going to go onto there. What I've then done is taken our Happy Birthday stamp and die set, and I'm just going to use the die for this one. And what I've then done, just have a quick little tidy round there. I'm going to die cut these out, so I'm going to take my die cutting sandwich and pop these into here, like so, and then we're going to run this through our die cutting machine. Pop that there, and then through that goes, and that's going to die cut out the sentiment for this project. There we go, and then we'll take this out like so. Okay, get assembling this little sentiment for our card. Just get rid of those little scrap bits there. I've just got a bin next to me over that side. Okay, then we're going to take our Happy Birthday and we're going to stick this down. Okay, so we just need to get this out of the die set to start with. There we go. Such a beautiful, fine, very, very fine die, this one as well. It's lovely. So that's our little Happy Birthday. So what we're then going to do is we're going to just take a little bit of PVA glue and we're just going to work around adding our PVA glue onto there. And we're going to place that down onto our base card. Please don't worry if it moves about too much or anything like that. We can just use a little baby wipe to get rid of any of that glue that we don't want to be seen. Okay, and it is going to dry clear as well. So I'm just going to go in with a baby wipe and just polish off any excess adhesive. So it is easier to do that once it's dry as well. Then I'm going to stick that into the middle of our little card. So I'll just use a couple of foam pads. I'll just trim these down slightly. So I'll pop a foam pad there. Foam pad there. And then a foam pad there. And we're going to whip the backs off of those. And then we're going to tuck this. Try and tuck it underneath the flowers to start with. So what I love about 3D glue gel, stays wet, you can always move it. There we go. Right, then we can nudge those flowers back into place, like so. So we've got our gorgeous Happy Birthday right in the middle there. Next up, we're going to take our base card. So we've got a piece of rose quartz mirror card again. So I'm going to stick that first layer down flat. So again, just a little bit of Collal all-purpose glue for this one. going to get stuck flat onto our base card like so. That's that one there. Next layer is, I've got a piece of crystal white card. So I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen and I'm going to edge down the side of this card using my glue pen. There we go. And for the next part, I'm going to take my piece of rose quartz pearl card and I'm going to do a bit of a stamped background on this one actually. So I'm going to take my clear embossing ink pad. This is the Wow Clear Embossing ink pad. And I'm going to take my anti-static bag. I'm going to pop the lid on that chisel tip glue pen. Just move some of this rubbish out of the way. There we go. Right, then we're going to grab in our stamp. So this is the Confetti background stamp that I'm using. I love this stamp because it's just dots, so it's lovely to use as a background. So we're going to ink it up. Lots of tapping all over the image. Just pull my scrap card out of the way. I don't know why I do this all the time with square card. I always turn it round and it's square, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to place that down and press. And again, you want firm, even pressure all over the image. I'll lift that off. So you might very faintly be able to see my little dots there. I'm going to take my Wow Opaque Bright White Superfine embossing powder and I'm going to sprinkle that over the top. Any excess goes straight back into the jar. We're going to re-ink our stamp. Going to place that down and press. Again, firm, even pressure, and I'm just lining up the stamp because it's a fully repeatable background. I'm going to lift that off. My desk always starts out so lovely and tidy when I do these videos. And the further on I go, the more messy my desk gets. There we go. Right, so we're going to do one more little bit of stamping and then I'm going to heat it all up together at the end. If you do it like I am here, you do need to be a little bit careful that you don't smudge your embossing powder. So then we're going to line up this little last bit here and press. So again, firm, even pressure all over the stamp. We're going to lift that off. And then we're going to not smudge the embossing powder like I just told everyone to be careful about. There we go. It's going to go straight back into the jar. And then we're going to heat up our gorgeous background. So I'm going to grab in my heat gun. And I'm just going to hold my heat gun still. And then as soon as I see that embossing powder start to melt and change, there we go, it's going there now. I'm just going to move my heat gun over the image. So we're just heating that background up and you can see how the embossing powder's gone from like a really dull colour to the most beautiful bright white. There we go, and that would then be our beautiful background, all nice and created. Just missed a tiny bit with my heat gun there, so I'm just going to go back in and heat that part up and there. There we go. Then we're going to grab in our Crystallina glitter again, and we're going to take our chisel tip glue pen. I'm going to drag along the edge of the card, dunk in the glitter. Drag along the edge and dunk along the edge. And dunk. And there we go. And then we're going to flip that over, and we're going to, should we foam pad that one? Actually, I might put that one on flat and then foam pad the next one. So I'm going to take my Clal all-purpose glue. All over the back there, and then we're going to place that down onto our base card like so. Flip that over. Going to add foam pads onto the back of here. Take the backs off. I'm going to stick this down onto our base card. Seconds, and just have to lean in just a little bit there just to get that stuck down nice and straight. There we go, and then we're going to take our beautiful cut and emboss panel. I'm going to pop that on at a slight angle just in the centre of my card. Grab some more foam pads. These are our fabulous finger lift foam pads. If you haven't got some of these in your craft box, you definitely need some. We've got them on the website. They come on a massive roll as well, so it looks like you're getting a pizza delivered. But it's just foam pads. So I'm going to pop that on at a slight angle. There we go. And that right there, just lift that little leaf there, would be your finished project. So I really hope that you have enjoyed making this card with me today. As always, all of the materials that I've used are linked in the description below and can all be shopped online at www.chloescreativecards.co.uk. If you haven't done so already, please do give our YouTube channel a subscribe. There'll be lots and lots of new videos coming on here very soon, and maybe have a look back at some of our older videos too, because there's some really nice projects on there. Hope to see you all again very soon. Bye.